I'm Val, and in this yoga video we're going to work from a cross-legged position if you can. You'll notice I have some props here. If you struggle to sit cross-legged, if you struggle with the hips and the knees, you might find that working onto a block, often a wider block, is easier to sit on, or using a pillow or a cushion can assist you. So let me just move that one out of the way. If you perch onto your block or your pillow, you'll find it allows the hips to open, the knees to drop through. So you can bring this up as high as you need to get to a position where those knees will drop open and the hips will open. So consider having a prop. The other thing we'll be doing is we will be reaching forwards. Now, if you struggle to bring the hands to the mat in front of you, then bring the floor up. Might be a big block, might even pop another one on top so that we bring the floor to us. You might also want these when we come to our warrior stretch. I'm going to place them over on that corner so that when we come to the warrior stretch, I can show you how to use them there. So let's begin by laying down on our mat. I'm just going to move my props out of the way as I'm not in need of those today. Think about settling and releasing down onto your mat. Find a position where those arms can reach overhead without interference. Do find that position where your lower back's comfortable. If you know your lower back's a little tight and you'd rather work with the knees bent, feet flat to the floor, that's where we start from. Otherwise, we can extend those legs away. Letting go of the arms softening to the sides. Spine in a nice straight line. Lower back released. Soft in your shoulders. If you're happy to, eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose. Head centered. Relaxing and releasing through the muscles of the face. Do check your jaws relaxed. Check those shoulders are softening into your mat. Let go through your arms. Space in the elbows, in the wrists. Open through the palms. Relax through thumbs and all of the fingers. Deepening that breath. Really bringing your focus into your body and noticing how the body opens as you breathe in and releases as you breathe out. Trying to deepen the breath so you're breathing fully. Don't rush it. Long, steady in-breaths. Deep, thorough out-breaths. Relaxed and released across your tummy. Still comfortable in that lower back. Relaxed into your hips and releasing through your legs. Space in your knees and ankles. Soft through legs, feet and toes. And the whole of the body to release. To take a few nice deep breaths, focusing on the breath. When you're ready to awaken, have a little wriggle into those fingers and toes. So you're getting the circulation flowing. And then we'll go for a long straightening stretch through arms, reaching away, heels lengthening, creating that space in the spine. So really stretch into the fingertips and into the heels. And then we can bring those arms back and carefully bring your knees onto your tummy. You might be having a hug, you might be curling up. You might even fancy a little rock across the hips. When you're ready, we're going to bring those feet down to the mat. And we're going to have those feet just a little wider than our hips. Allow your arms comfortably to your sides. Settle those shoulders. We're going to drop the hips, the knees from side to side to warm up into the hips. So whenever you're ready, both knees drop over to the right, soles of the feet turn off the mat. We bring the knees to center on an in-breath, and then both knees drop over to the left. Coming to center on the in-breath. If it works for you, you can breathe out to drop the knees over. Use your in-breath to bring them back. And then drop them the other way on the out-breath. In-breath to come back. If that's a bit too pacey for you, too fast, then think about staying over in that drop for an in and out breath. However you decide to work balance to both sides. So the knees are going from side to side with the breath. In breath to center, out breath to release over. Now if we started those knees going to the right, we're going to finish with the knees going over to the left. When your knees are back to center, we're going to drop open through the hips by bringing those feet in to be hip width apart. Bringing the outside of the right ankle onto the left knee and encouraging that right knee to drop away from us. Try and keep your hips flat to the mat. Try not to be skewing through your hips, and that knee's dropping outwards. If it doesn't work for you there, you might be taking that foot a bit further away so there's more space. You might just find that actually your foot won't come onto that thigh, in which case you're just going to turn the foot and allow the knee to drop open into free space. So when you've had a nice stretch into the right side, let's have the right foot down to the mat and the outside of the left ankle comes onto the right knee. Left knee's dropping away. So again, it might be you've got to change the position for that right foot. It might be that actually you just need to allow that knee into some free space. So having stretched into both hips, let's bring those feet both down to the mat. Turn the soles of the feet so they come into touch and encourage both knees to drop open. Think about staying here for a moment, encouraging those knees to drop open. Breathing naturally. Now you can either use your hands or just draw the knees together. Have a little hug in of those knees. And we're going to bring ourselves to sitting. So you might be rolling onto one side, you might spinal rock to come up. So we're going to sit cross-legged. I'm going to sit side on for the purpose of showing you this first stretch. So cross your legs at the ankle or one shin in front. Cross your legs at the ankle or one shin in front, whatever works best for you. Think about sitting on your block if you need it. And this stretch is a stretch where we're going to come forwards. So if you would rather bring the floor up to you, then bring the floor up to you. Our hips want to stay down on the mat as the hands come in front of the body. And then we're stretching, bringing the chest through the arms, lifting the chin, so we get a stretch in the neck, and we're reaching forwards. So hips are down, hands are onto the mat, and we're lengthening. You should feel this through your back. It's as if the belly's dropping forwards, the chest is coming forwards, and the chin's moving forwards. Then soften, dropping the chin, allowing the back to arch. So it might be the fingertips that are down, it might be the palms that are down, it's going to depend on you. We're going to stretch forwards again. Draw that chest through between those arms, keep those hips down, lengthen through the chin. Seated dog stretch. And curling, arch into that back, allow those shoulders to round forwards, head and neck to release. Last one, stretching forwards, chest comes through those arms, lengthen through that chin. And this time when you release, relax your head as far down as it will come and roll yourself gently up through the spine. We're going to take the hands behind the hips, we're going to draw the shoulder blades together, lift the chest and the gaze to the ceiling. And then allow those shoulders and head to relax. Okay, we're going to come into a side bend next. So I'm going to turn, we're going to stretch it through the right arm first of all, so the left hand's going to come down onto the mat. You to allow some bend into that left elbow. Stretch your right arm straight up. Sink your right hip down into your mat, lengthen through the right side of the body. Then we're going to go into our side bend. We're bending to the left, we're reaching through the fingertips, dropping that hip, that right hip down into the mat. Don't allow it to come up, keep that right hip down, breathing naturally. We lift the body, stretch up, drop into that right hip, and then we go over again into the side bend. Breathing as we lengthen into the fingertips, drop into the hip. Last one, coming up, lengthen that right arm to the ceiling, drop that right hip into the mat, and bending over, side bending to the left. Really feel this into the rib cage, breathing. Coming up as you're ready, and allow that arm, that right arm to drop down. So in order to be balanced, I'm now going to change the cross in my legs. So bringing the front leg to the back. So just change the way I'm sitting. It will always feel, well, not always, you might be different. It generally feels a little different when you change that crossover, but it's good practice. So let's put the right hand down to the mat. Make sure we're going to be able to bend into that elbow. Lengthen the left arm to the ceiling, dropping the left hip into your mat. Reach, lengthen through that left side, and then go into your side bend, reaching over to the right. Breathing naturally as you drop that left hip into the mat and reach through those left fingers. Bring yourself upright when you're ready. Lengthen through the left side, left hip dropping, left arm stretching up. And going over into your side bend again. Breathing, feel the stretch in your rib cage. Works onto your waist. Good. Last one. Stretch up through the left side, drop into the left hip. Really reaching through and side bending. Enjoy that stretch. When we come up this time, that left arm's going to drift all the way down. Your choice of how you straighten. Do you want to take one hand in the other, or do you want to interlace your fingers? And have a stretch up so you're straight. And releasing those arms down. We're going to work into our twist. So I'm just going to adjust my position. You can stay where you are. We're going to take the right hand behind us. It's going to reach as far around as you can. It can come into the body, it can be out, but do make sure that you are sitting tall. That arm is propping into the body, not the body leaning into the arm. So the right hand's behind, the left hand comes onto the right thigh, and it draws us round into a twist. Sit nice and tall. You can keep your head in alignment with the body, or you can take your gaze round as well and work into the neck. Completely down to you. Breathing, hips flat into the mat. Nice twist. When you're ready, soften through those arms that you release the body to come forwards, and we'll change to the other side. Left hand reaches behind, right hand comes onto left thigh. We draw ourselves into our twist, sitting nice and tall, breathing, trying to open through the shoulders, keep the chest open, try and widen through the back if you can, breathing. Up to you if you engage through the neck or keep the head looking in alignment with the body. And when you're ready, bringing yourself forwards. So we're going to do that again to each side. Please stay where you are. Take your right hand behind, left hand onto right knee. Draw yourself into your twist, sitting up nice and tall. Breathing. Chest open, widening through the back, through the shoulders. Softening and releasing to come forward. So go over to the other side. Left hand reaches behind, right hand comes on to left thigh, and we draw ourselves into that twist. Try and make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Hips are flattening into the mat, encouraging those knees to be open. Breathing. As you're ready, easing those arms off to come forwards. So twists work really well into the waist, into all those abdominal organs. So if you like once more to bring the right hand all the way around behind you, left hand onto right thigh. Draw yourself into the twist. Make this your best one. Sitting tall, hips dropping into mat, knees open, chest wide, breathing. Allow those arms to ease off, bring your body forwards. Last one to the other side, left hand reaches behind, right hand comes onto left thigh. Draw yourself into your twist. Good. Sitting tall, weight dropping into hips, knees open, chest open. When we feel balanced, we release to come forwards. Again, if you want to, you can have a straightening stretch up. You're going to release those hands down. And we're going to bring ourselves up to standing. So come to standing in the way that best suits you. Just try and get in a position where you can see me. We're going to step forwards into our warrior leg position. So you'll want to start at the back of your mat, and you're going to have your feet directly under your hips. So to start off with, I'm going to step forwards with my right foot. So it's a good stride forwards with the right foot. Try and imagine those feet are on tram lines, turning the back toes, the left toes out a little. You need to bend into this front knee. Now I want to make sure that shin stays upright. We don't want the knee going all the way over, and we don't want the knee hardly bent at all. If the knee's going to be here, the foot needs to come back. It needs to be not such a wide stance. Okay, so we're trying to get that shin nice and upright. We're going to turn the body, so we're turning away from that knee towards the left leg. Take the back of the right hand onto the right knee. Now this is going to depend on your flexibility. If you're able to get down to the floor, you can come down to the floor, but not if it causes the bottom to stick out or the body to drop forwards. So I said about having the blocks for later. I might be here, I might be down to here. Okay, the idea is this right arm is going to keep that right knee up above that right ankle. So you should be able to see it. The body's turned, so the left shoulder is up towards the ceiling. If you've got that position, you want an extra stretch, stretch that left arm up to the ceiling, palm is forwards. And you might turn to look up that left arm. Weight should be balanced through the legs. You're breathing nice and open. Good stretch going on through the whole of the body. When you're ready to come out, head turns, arm comes down. You can turn your body, bring yourself upright. Bring your feet together, either stepping forwards or back, whichever's right for you. I'm going to step forwards because I'm going to work from the other end of the mat for the left leg, stepping forwards. Okay, so feet are directly under my hips. I'm going to step my left foot forward, turning my right toes out. I'm going to bend into that front knee. So the body turns. Left hand comes to the inside of the knee or stretches further down. You can get all the way down and keep the body open. You can have your hand on the floor or you can bring the floor to you. Weights dropping equally between those legs. If you want to, you can stretch that right arm up to the ceiling and look up to the right thumb. Drop the weight equally between those legs. Lengthen, open chest, breathing, really big stretch. We want to stay here about the same amount of time we stayed on the other side. When you're ready, head turns, arm comes down, body turning. Bring the body up. Bring the feet in together, either stepping forwards or back. So I'm going to take my block out of the way for this one. You might be working without a block at home. If you want, you can always use a pile of books, but do make sure it's something steady that's not going to move when you put your hand on it. So let's work through that again into right leg. Right leg's forwards, left toes are out, bend into right knee. Turn the body, back of right hand to right knee. Right arm can come down to wherever's comfortable, as long as that body stays turned. Might be the left hand staying alongside the body. Might be that left arm stretching up to the ceiling. And if you've got good balance, you might be turning to look up at that thumb. Breathing. Settle the weight between your legs. Feel the stretch in your hips. If you've got your arm extended, your chest is really open. Good. When you're ready to come out, head turns, arm lowers, body turns. Bring ourselves upright. Bring the legs in together. So, excuse me going slightly out of shot. Let's see if we can bring that left leg forwards, right toes out. Bend into that front knee. Turn the body, bring the back of the left hand onto the left knee. Slide down to where it feels right for you. If you're comfortable there, taking that right arm up to the ceiling. You might be turning to look up at that thumb. Dropping the weight equally through the legs, lengthening that top arm to the ceiling. Breathing, chest is open. Working into those hips. So do get tight if you spend a lot of time sitting. So it's nice to work into those hips. And of course, if we spend a lot of time leaning forwards into computers, we need to open the chest and the shoulders. When you're ready, head turns, arm can come down. Bring the body forwards and up. And bring your legs in together. Have a little shake through if that's what they need. You might find you want a little twist. Might want to lengthen and stretch to the ceiling. Whatever works for you. We're going to come down to the mat to sit and do some breathing practice. So if you want your blocks, get your blocks. I'm just going to grab a drink of water. Excuse me a moment. So there'll be a natural position where you sit one leg that's in front of the other. Okay, so for the purpose of this, we are trying to sit with the legs crossed, be that crossed at the ankles or just one in front of the other. Try and sit up out of your hips. So we get that sense that there's some space between the hips and the rib cage. Want a nice flat back. If you struggle, if you know you tend to sit forwards and you need to gauge if you're sitting upright, move back against the wall. Draw the shoulders back towards the wall. Keep the head level. Okay, use whatever you have at your disposal to assist you. If you can place the backs of the hands onto the knees or the thighs and have the palms nice and open, that would suit this breathing practice. So we're going to close our eyes, settle our position. Feel you're sitting nice and tall, relaxing those shoulders down away from your ears. Start by tuning into your breath. When you close your eyes, you can bring your focus into your body. You've removed the outside stimulus. Beginning to deepen the breath so that you feel it start at the tummy, work up through the rib cage and into the top of the chest. And then try and empty from the top of the chest down through the rib cage until the tummy pulls in. So deepening that breath, breathing in fully from the bottom of the lungs to the top, breathing out from the top of the lungs to the bottom. Spine's nice and straight. Chin's level. Shoulders are relaxed. Chest is open. Aware of the contact with your base and the mat. Aware of those hips dropping into the mat. Deepening your breath. Deep, long in-breaths. And really steady as you breathe out. Trying to find a quiet moment in time to just breathe. Following the flow of your breath as it makes its way through your body. Breathing in from the bottom of the lungs to the top. Breathing out from the top of the lungs to the bottom. Really aware of engaging with all of those muscles through your ribs, through the chest. For some of you, breathing and being peaceful will come naturally. For others, it's something you need to practice. It can really make a difference to find a peaceful moment. To clear the mind. Being able to still everything for just a moment. I'm going to drop the chin down onto the chest. Open the eyes, gazing downwards. Allow the arms to come to relax by your sides. Bringing your chin level. We'll do 3 nice deep breaths, breathing in, reaching to the ceiling. Breathing out, releasing those arms down. If you want to, you can involve your head, and with the next breath, look up to those hands as you breathe in and stretch. Releasing as you breathe out, head coming to center. Third breath. Thank you very much. Namaste. Until next time.